You were called independent, mature, low maintenance, easy, but no one asked what it cost you to become that way. For many people in Generation X, childhood did not feel dramatic. That is why it was so hard to explain. There was just a key in your pocket, a television glowing in the afternoon, a microwave humming in the kitchen, and footsteps in a house that felt too large for someone your age. You came home to silence. Not the peaceful kind. The kind that meant if something went wrong, you would have to figure it out alone. And you did. You figured out dinner. You figured out homework. You figured out which mood belonged to which parent. You figured out how to sit with a feeling without ever naming it. Because who would you name it to? You were 8, maybe 10, old enough to be trusted, too young to be responsible for your own loneliness. And somewhere in that quiet, your nervous system made a decision. If no one is coming, I will not need anyone. That sentence did not sound like trauma then. It sounded like growing up, but it was not a choice. It was a calibration. Your body learned that vigilance was safer than rest. Self-sufficiency was not a personality trait. It was the safest available strategy. You did not become independent because someone gently taught you how. You became independent because the alternative felt like falling, and there was no one close enough to catch you. This is the part people miss when they talk about Gen X. They see the sarcasm, the privacy, the competence, the emotional restraint, the strange ability to keep functioning when everything around you is on fire. And they call it resilience. But resilience is not always a crown. Sometimes it is scar tissue over a place no one protected. A child who has to manage too much too early does not simply become strong. They become watchful. They learn to predict, to prepare, to read the air before anyone speaks. That kind of child becomes an adult with a psychological radar that never fully turns off. Not because they want to control everything, because unpredictability once meant there was no cushion. No adult buffer, no soft landing, no one standing between them and the consequence. So they became the buffer, the person who thinks 5 steps ahead, who brings the charger, checks the route, remembers the appointment, fixes the problem, and says it is fine, even when it is not fine. But here is what no one tells you. When independence is born from necessity instead of choice, it does not feel like freedom. It feels like the inability to rest. You grew up, you built a life, you became useful, capable, reliable. Maybe everyone knows you can handle it. Maybe that is the problem, because competence and safety are not the same thing. Somewhere underneath all that capability, your body still runs the same old program. Handle it alone. Do not ask. Do not need. Do not be a burden. And when someone offers help, something inside you tightens. Not because you are ungrateful, because your nervous system does not recognize help as help. It recognizes it as a future debt, a hidden price, a thing that might be withdrawn the moment you relax into it. So you refuse before you can be disappointed. You say, I have it, and you do have it. That was never the question. The question is why having it alone still feels safer than letting someone stand beside you. Privacy became something sacred for you, not because you were secretive, because privacy meant control. You learned to be visible enough to function, but hidden enough to stay safe. You do not post every feeling. You do not turn your pain into a performance. You do not explain your life to people who have not earned access to it. People may call you distant, but distance was not your nature. Distance was architecture. For Gen X, attention was not always warmth. Sometimes attention meant you were about to be corrected, measured, or found lacking. So you learned the art of being contained. Not invisible, contained. And then there is love. You do love, deeply, often without making a sound. You love through action, through showing up, fixing what is broken, remembering what matters, anticipating what someone needs before they have to ask. But in the house where you grew up, love was often function. The lunch packed, the door locked, the problem solved. You were trained to be useful, not to be held, and rest. Rest may be the hardest thing of all, because rest requires surrender, and your body does not yet trust surrender. To stop, to soften, to let go. It can feel less like peace and more like falling through a floor you spent your whole life pretending was solid. So you keep moving, you keep solving, you keep scanning, you keep one part of yourself standing guard at the door. This is why silence can feel loud, why receiving support can make you anxious, why doing nothing can feel less like rest and more like guilt. Your body is not confused, it is loyal. It is still protecting the child who learned too early that no one was coming fast enough. There is a cost to this. Years of low-grade vigilance, years of never fully exhaling, years of holding the world at arm's length while saying you are fine. Your shoulders may know, your jaw may know, your sleep may know, your stomach may know. The body keeps small records of every place where you had to pretend you did not need comfort. So here is what you need to hear. You were not broken. You were not cold. You were not distant by nature. You were not incapable of connection. You were a child who adapted to an environment that asked too much, too soon, with too little softness. And the adaptation worked. It helped you survive. It made you competent. It made you observant. It made you the person everyone relies on. But it also made you tired in a way you were never allowed to name. Your independence is real, but it is not the whole story. Underneath it, there is still a part of you waiting by the door, still listening for footsteps, still hoping someone will walk in and say, "You do not have to handle this alone." You were unheld before you had words for what holding meant, and that was not your fault. So now your body's not asking you to become someone else. It is asking you to teach it something new, not with force, not with another project, not by turning healing into one more thing you have to do perfectly. Start smaller. The next time your body tightens when someone offers help, pause. Do not explain it away. Do not laugh it off. Do not immediately say, "I am fine." Just notice. This is the old program. Then look around the room. Find 3 things that are here now. The wall, the floor, the light. Let your body receive the message that it did not receive back then. This is not that house. This is not that hallway. This is not the silence you had to survive alone. Then exhale a little longer than you inhale. Not dramatically, not perfectly, just enough to tell your nervous system there is no emergency in this moment. And then, if it is safe, practice the smallest possible act of not doing it alone. Let someone carry one bag. Let someone make the call. Let someone sit beside you without turning it into a debt. Your body may resist this. It may call it weakness. It may call it laziness. It may call it danger, but it is not danger. It is unfamiliar safety. And unfamiliar safety can feel unsafe at first. That is why you do not heal by convincing yourself once. You heal by giving your body repeated evidence. That support does not always disappear. That rest does not always cost you something. That being seen does not always end in impact. Permission to rest before everything is done. Permission to receive without calculating the price. Permission to be seen without bracing. Permission to need without apologizing. Permission to be held without becoming useful first. You were trained to survive without needing too much. But surviving is not the same as living, and the door is still there. You can open it, not all at once, just a little. Not to prove anything, not to perform, just to let in what should have been there from the beginning. A witness, a breath, a hand that stays, and a life that no longer has to be survived alone. Share it with someone who might need to hear it. If you'd like to explore these ideas more deeply, I highly recommend Stephanie Stahl's book, The Child in You. And if you want to understand where these patterns begin, watch this video next.